Well then, I thought I'd go for a little ride on my bike today, but I thought I'd show it to you first. It's a 2014 Harley Fat Boy Softail, which I bought new. So I've had it coming up 11 years now. It's got the traditional rods and irons short shots on it, which everybody seems to have, but I do like the look of them. I've got quiet baffles in them, so although they're noisy, they're not as blaringly noisy as some of these guys bolt on their Sportsters and think they're whatever they think they are. It's got a Power Vision tuner on it, which makes it run properly. It's not the Bluetooth one that comes on the later ones, unfortunately. You'd have to plug it in and ride it for a bit and then set it and unplug it and you're done, you know. But that's okay. It's got a heavy breather air filter on, as you can see there. Main reason I put that on was so I can get my knee in easier. Currently sitting with a little saddleman bag. There it is. It's a nice thing, really. By the way, I don't live round here. This is a posh place. I'm just a working class boy, you know what I mean? Just seemed like a nice place to start the video. I've done 25,595 miles on this bike since I bought it, all of them done by me. It's not that many, really. I do have, like, generally have two bikes. Like at the moment I've got the Triumph Tiger and this, and it's the Tiger really that does the legwork. It's the Tiger I'll be riding down to the Pyrenees this summer, you know. Which isn't to say I haven't done it on this bike, because I have. I've ridden this bike around Spain, around France, etc, etc. You're not going to pull out, are you? No. Still with another year gone since my last video recounting this. Still nothing much to report on reliability or anything. Mirrors went floppy earlier this year after 10 years, so I bought some new ones off of eBay. They were 30 quid for a pair, which isn't excessive. What are you doing, mate? Fucking come on. I don't like buying things at the Chinese, to be honest with you, but the Harley ones are probably made in China anyway, and they're £75 each. The only problems, as I've said before, I had a rear brake light switch go, which I replaced, and the pipe that leads from the oil tank to the drain plug, they're rubber, and after a while, with all the oil in them, they kind of crack and start leaking, so I replaced the pipe. You could call that an oil leak, I suppose, but not coming from the engine, if you see what I mean. Not a big job. The only thing with them is they use these things they call cinch clips to hold them in, hold the pipe in at the top and the bottom. But they're a pain in the arse to get on, so I bought a couple of shiny Jubilee clips, and they look nice, they look fine. Other than that, no problems in all these years, mostly riding 2-up, although less nowadays because most of my 2-up riding is done on the Triumph now. This 2014 model, it does come, well, it's the latest 1690 engine, the last one, a very well thought of engine. It does come with ABS, no traction control. What does it need traction control for, honest to God? Still only one disc at the front. Why? Just because that's what they want it to look like, that's why. You probably can't see this on the dash, but it has a few functions. In particular, it has a digital gear indicator bit with a built-in rev counter. You don't really need a rev counter, but a gear indicator is quite useful on this bike actually. Because although people say, you know, a Harley's got loads of torque and all that, that doesn't mean that it will pull away in a high gear. It won't. You know, 40 mile an hour really is as much as really you want to do. Even fifth gear in. I'm in fifth gear right now. Sixth gear. That's okay. 50 mile an hour. That's quite smooth. One of the things I do like about these bikes, they're very easy to service. Although they have 3 separate oils, and they have an engine oil, a gearbox oil and a primary side oil, the service intervals aren't that bad really. The 5,000 for the engine and 10,000 for the primary and 20,000 for the gearbox. So, you know, a lot of motorcycle riders don't hardly ride anything like that anyway, do they? This bike's I've done every year, changed the engine oil every year, done it all in order. You know, I print out the service schedules and tick it all off like a good boy does, and then I know it's done. But it is easy to do, that's the thing. Would I recommend owning one of these? As a Harley, yeah, if you want a Harley, this is a Harley, isn't it? I think they've got a bit more soul than the newer M8s. I do. The M8s are more efficient, I think. They certainly handle better. The brakes are certainly better, and they're a little bit quicker. But they don't feel quite as lumpy, kind of thing, you know. And in fairness, I'm sure that the owners of the Evos before this twin cam engine came out, they probably said the same about the twin cams, you know. But I'm alright with this one. If you want a Harley, you've got to accept its faults and its foibles, but it feels like an old bike, even though it's quite a new bike, if you know what I mean. It's not like riding a 1970s Bonneville, you know, or 1970s Harley for that matter. That's going to break down all the fucking time. This isn't. You know, I'd get on this if I needed to and ride to the south of France now if I needed to. Be a drama, but I could. And that's 11 years old. But it does feel like an old-fashioned bike, if you see what I mean. Somehow I can't quite explain it. A bit rattly, a bit loose, a bit lumpy, all that good stuff. Actually, fuck going that way. Every time I go past there, the school's turning out. There's bloody cars everywhere. I love riding around these roads. They're quite quiet, particularly on a weekday. It's nice countryside. You can kind of forget yourself a bit, you know. Another thing about this bike, actually, these Softails, they have a balance shaft built in behind the crankshaft. So unlike, say, the Dyna of the same sort of year, if you look at a Dynaglide on Tico, the handlebars are moving about like, you know, they're vibrating like a bastard. And I don't mind that. But this doesn't really vibrate any more than a Japanese bike. And I know that's an amazing thing to say, but it doesn't. Or if it does, not very much more. It's very smooth, really. As I've said before, the suspension is a shocker. The idea of putting 2 shock absorbers under the engine with the travel going opposite to the way that they would normally go is ridiculous. But I do intend maybe next year to buy some new shocks for it because I know when I did that on my Dyna, it did improve the handling of it. Although having said that, that bike is a better handling bike than this anyway. Isn't this lovely? Certainly does have a nice exhaust note, particularly with these so-called quiet baffles in. I don't know how they can call them quiet, but they are quieter than the standard ones on that exhaust pipe. Are absolutely just blaring, I think. I'm not a fan of them at all. I know people do like them, but I think this is a much deeper noise. Now this is a good example of the engine as well. Now look, we're doing 40 miles an hour in 6th gear, which it just about cope with, and it's doing 1,540 revs. I'll go down to 5th. This bike has hardly ever since north of 2,600 revs, hardly ever, which is another reason, I guess, why it will last a long time. As you probably know, it's belt drive as well. I have known belts break. I have. My mate's belt broke. But it's not common. It doesn't fling any oil or chain slag about or anything like that. It's clean. It's quiet. Not that you can hear it anyway. It's quite an efficient way of doing things and unusual for a motorbike. In fairness, I suppose shaft drive would be just as useful. I've got shaft drive on the Triumph Explorer, and you don't really think about it, you know. And I've got a fly in the crash helmet. There we are. Get out. The trick with these bikes really isn't to take the piss. Remember, the brakes aren't that bright. Remember, it's not that fast. Remember, it don't handle very well. Just enjoy the ride. It doesn't really matter. And it doesn't handle that badly, look. So long as you remember what you're doing. Whee! Look at that! You see, that's what you call savage lack of ground clearance. This is a beautiful bit as well, isn't it? All under the shade of the trees and that. Here we are, back to jolly old Rusper and West Sussex. I've just lost 6 points of my licence, so I've got a clean licence again, and I'm trying very hard to keep it that way. Yeah, oh, there we go. So that's down to 30 mile an hour again. I've been riding up and down these roads 40 years or more. Can you believe that? That pub back there, it used to be a biker's pub years ago, or friendly to bikers anyway. Just a load of shit now. I remember coming back from that pub one night. My headlamp had blown and it was nearly dark. I was following my mate Neil, on an XS 650 I think, and we got down to this corner and he miscalculated the corner a little bit, which is easily done, and ended up over there in that ditch, and it took us a while to get his bike out. By the time we did, it was dark, and his headlamp bulb had then blown as well. So we're in the dark. So we rode home the rest of this way down this dark country roads with no headlamps between us, which was a chuckle. But it's those things, innit, that make the well, that make the memories, whatever you call it, you know. Sometimes I think of getting rid of this bike. I've had it so long. But then you ride around a corner like that and you hear the sound of it and you think, nah. Oh, I forgot there's a road closure on it. Oh my god. Oh, 3:30. I think that's just about finished, isn't it? I can go up this way anyway. Or shall I? Shall I risk it? No, oh god. I'll risk it. Let's see what happens. There's other cars coming from the other way. Jesus Christ. Give me a bit of fucking tree in my face, mate. The longer you ride this bike, the better you like it, truth be told. I can smell that lorry in front of me. Christ, it's burning some diesel, that is. like the road's open again now, doesn't it? How could you not love this bike? It'll do. Right, well, I'm coming back into Crawley now. So, oh hello, what's going on here? Oh fucking hell. Oi mate, can I get up there?
Nah,
Can I get up the pavement?
the road will blocked up completely.
How do I get round?
They're doing all the roadworks or the tarmac. Take the second exit back on Raspberry Road and put it back around on yourself. Should take about 10 minutes.
All
Well,
right.
you're on the bike, it takes about 5 minutes.
Wait mate!
Wait.
Mark. Well, the road was closed then, wasn't it? Well, there you go then. You can have the joy, dear watcher, of a little bit more countryside Harley Davidson riding. Oh, it's Mr. Soft Top. No doubt he's going the same way as me. No doubt all these people are going to have to turn around as well. So we'll have to go back and take that right turn there. You're not going that way then, alright? You know what you're doing, don't you? This is a very tight road. suppose this would be as good a place as any to sign off. So I'm going to pull over here. Thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe if you can, please, if you got this far. Thank you again. Bye bye.